I just want to touch on Tookie and Raymond Washington. So you were close to both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now Raymond Washington ended up getting killed. What was the situation around that?
Well, I don't know the situation around it. I'm not going to speak on it, but I can speak on my last days with him. And at that time, Raymond was in the cars. He just had purchased a vehicle, and we had went on 107th in Vermont, talking to my boy Red from Hoover, and they were in the cars and stuff. And at that time, he supposed to have been making a deal to trade a car with him. And right after that, about no more than 48 hours later, received message that somebody had called Raymond up to the car and shot him, and he got assassinated right after that.
Was the person convicted who killed him?
Nobody's ever been.
No one's ever been convicted of that. Okay. How did you feel when your friend Raymond Washington got killed?
Well, actually, the same person that told on Tookie had just told on me, so now I'm in jail. I'm in jail now. The same snitch that I told Tookie to look out for, he don't told on me about a jewelry store robbery on there. So right before Raymond, at that time I was in jail. But let me tell you this though. It wasn't no hoopla. Wasn't this grandstanding like this rapping, acting in mortuary art. It was
Keep it quiet. Okay.
and that's it.
All right. And you and Tookie were close as well.
Yes, sir.
Now, Tookie's kind of a mythical figure because a lot of the rappers talked about him and mentioned him in the songs and so forth. Based on your relationship with Tookie, describe him to me.
He's the Clark Gable of the Crips. He's the face, the front man.
Okay.
Took him, Jamel, same one that told him, Lil Jack, and a lot of them. Took was the face of the Crips because Raymond at this time, now Raymond's in jail. See, Tookie could stay and mess around because he ended up getting a job working for juvenile hall running boys' homes in Compton. A lot of people don't know that. So he quit going to jail after about 1972 somewhere and started robbing the boys' home. But Tookie never carried a gun. They were fighters. And Tookie didn't have to tell. So when Tookie talked, Tookie didn't talk to everybody. You might have Tookie standing here talking to, say, Jamel from the east side, and we'll be right behind him. But it'd only be them talking.
And Tookie was huge.
Yeah.
He was huge back then, I assume.
Quite a few of them was huge. Munson, you had Michael Christian. Let's not forget about him in this equation. Craig Craddock. These are also the founding members also that were there that was on par with Tookie and them that people don't even know existed. But you had Michael Christian, Mac Thomas, Big Honcho Wayne Day and all them. All these guys were Muscadano Archie who brought Tookie over to the west side. That's who brought him in, so let's not forget him. That's Doc. So yeah, Tookie was like the Clark Gable. We might be at the Forum where you got Michael Jackson singing on stage and you got them posing and we up here robbing the whole stadium while they posing. So these are the younger ones, yeah. They'll be posing, we'll be robbing, passing the hat around. Everybody empty your pockets.
You'd be robbing concerts, basically.
I've seen them rob the whole section where the Crips done, section off a section, pass their derbies down, and have something in your pockets if we check twice.
Okay. But then Tookie gets arrested.
Mm-hmm.
And you say that someone you knew snitched on him.
Mm-hmm.
You also said that he was framed.
He was, and I go so far to say this. See, now when we talk about social justice, Our voices need to be heard, and let's go with facts. I'm gonna say this. I guarantee you, I put every man on death row in the world, including my life, that if we ever go into the court or get my allegations heard, which they were heard because his lawyers came and filed an affidavit 72 hours before he was executed, and they denied it and they aired without coming to talk to me. I bet everybody life on death row in America that my allegations stand true up under Brady versus Maryland. Prosecutorial misconduct. He named 4 things he said that he was fighting his life for, and each one of them in the hindsight were correct, and I bet my life on it.
Well, he was convicted on 4 counts of murder, committed in 2 or 3 separate instances.
No, let's get it straight. No. 2 separate incidents, and that's he got the murder at the 7-Eleven in Whittier, and he got the murder of the triple homicide at the hotel on Vermont. That's where the cover-up is. He did the first murder. See, people get these murders all mixed up, and then they go to saying, oh, he guilty all of them. That's not true. 99.9 of these people don't even know what happened in that case. I was there. I introduced him to the people that know. I know what happened. His lawyers came and seen me. They aired in my affidavit I gave them. They covered it up. And up under Brady versus Maryland, which he was fighting his life for, these are on records. I can prove any allegation that he said later on in hindsight, they were true. And this is why one of the reasons we attacked the death penalty, because you cannot take a person's life back after you don't made a mistake. It was a crucial error made on this man's life, and I'm not talking factual about the governor giving him clemency. I talked to them. I'm talking about in the court of law up under Brady versus Maryland, and that's what most people usually get out of from a life sentence to get relief because it throws out all 3 of the murders. Them cases should have been thrown out. And they erred by not hearing my testimony at that time.
Okay. But he was ultimately convicted, given the death penalty.
Quite a few of them have been ultimately convicted, but also you forget the other side. A lot of them have been exonerated that got to get out alive, whereas in his case, he didn't.
Did you maintain contact with him after he went to prison?
Well, I did 30-some years in prison. At that time, I'm in prison. But during the time that he was initially arrested for the murder, yeah, because the same snitch told on me, but we didn't know it at that time.
Right, that came out
So we
later.
going to the same court together. Kyle Lau Menendez was in there.
Oh, okay.
Quite a few of them because I'm giving them notes. We passing notes. They bring him out to visit. I'll be out and visit it. So yeah, we making contact at that time, but at the time we didn't know the snitch had snitched on both of us.